past. To be very honest with you, I didn't really know what to expect when I was assigned this workshop. And this morning at 8:30 was my first meeting with Alvin. I've never spoken to him before, and frankly I've been amazed at what I've spoken to him about. I am excited, and I even mentioned to him that I would like to explore this area a little more after today. Okay? I think it's a great pleasure for all of us to be able to be in this session. So I'm not going to take up too much time. I think Alvin will be in the best position to explain to you what this is about and what we're going to do this morning. Can you put your hands together and welcome Mr. Alvin?
Okay, thanks. I think it's a good crowd today. Thanks for coming. And it's a very different setting here, right? But we're going to go out later on, okay? We're not going to stay here too long. Yeah. So, as Deepa has introduced, my name is Alvin. So, today we're going to do a workshop and experiential. Let me further introduce myself a bit more. I run by my own small independent company. I mean myself, Catharsis. And I'm a trained art therapist. I'm also a community artist and a curator. And I'm also a committee member of the Art Therapy Station and from your trained at College of Art. So, what is Catharsis for me is I'm an arts advocate. It's an arts advocate representation for me. Seriously, because I'm not an art educator, but I try to promote art in a different way. The art is actually free for everyone and with no boundaries and no grading. Yeah? And the spirit that, I mean, my goal is to empower the creative spirit in all of us. And we all have the creative spirit. And I don't say artistic spirit, because creative is more interesting. Creative means even what you do today to your hair, what you wear the clothes today, that's creative to start. Yeah? And I always go and promote the benefits and merits about creative, symbolic, emotional expressions, and of course a lot more for just therapeutic environment. And what I do is I do art therapy, I do curatorial art, and I do community art. Community artwork is something like I work with groups or individual people, mainly groups really, from organizations, and we help them to enhance their dynamics again. And sometimes teachers or people with patients with certain suffering conditions, yeah, they need to come together to do something, to do artwork, to feel good as a community, to feel good as a group, to be able to care for themselves more and as teachers to care for the students and to understand their roles more to go ahead. I work in various places. One of my main one is at Tai Hwa Kwang Early Learning Center. I work with kids with autism, Asperger's, and also with GDD, Global Development Delay. And in iGrow, I provide art experiences for corporate clients. They are lunchtime corporate. They're so stressed. I'm sure everyone here is also stressed. And we talk about very serious issues about using art, how we can be more aware of ourselves, right, as we go along in life. And I work art therapy with students at schools, community artwork is hospitals and other DWOs. Yeah, all in the light of art, all in the spirit of art for enjoyment, personal experience, personal expression, and personal awareness, and group bonding. All right, let's carry on. What we're going to do today, okay, we have almost a bit into the introduction. The first part is our introduction. Okay, it's going to be here. Second part is we're going to go up. You know where we're going up? No. Okay. Then after we come back. Okay, so 20 minutes. About 130 minutes and 45 minutes. Okay? Alright. So, what is it about this workshop? I'm sure you all read my abstract when you came here, right? No? I'll just jump in. Okay. Not to generalize, but in my observations, in nature in Singapore, our experience in nature in Singapore can be a bit limited. Yeah? Can you see the first paragraph there? I do see that, yes, people are going up there, the MParks are building a lot of connectors and all that kind of thing. And yeah, people go there walking, jogging, and sightseeing, photography, you know, trying to get yourself fresh air, dose of fresh air, right? And also on the other spectrum, there are people that go up there and conquer land and learn new skills, survival, right? Thing. But my second paragraph says that how okay, we go through this, but do we really know nature? Do you really know that? What is the experience after that? Oh yeah, I canoe, yeah, I jog then I get fitter. I conquered 6 km, 5 km. But did you say like something like, okay, I saw this tree that day, wow, interesting. Oh, I saw this tree that fell down, and then it died. Okay, it died. And then a few months later, I see a lot of new saplings that come out. Do you all get this kind of thing? Okay, for June, yeah. I have that, right? And how about the rest? Do we get that? Okay, that means you are pretty in tune. So the thing is that how do we go more than that, right? Is today is how do we work with whatever that is fallen from the trees and from the ground, whatever that's loose, what has fallen from the trees, like fruits, seeds, and all that, right? How can we be more conscious of the nature? So nature art is something that is an art form that is not new. It's very, very common overseas, but over here I feel that it's still something that we can try to maybe get an understanding of it. Yeah? So nature art basically comes from the understanding of land art, environmental art. Do you all know what's land art and environmental art? Anybody? Okay, no artists here. Land art and environmental art. Okay, land art was in the 60s, 70s, where artists in the US, right, they create certain geometric shapes, or they create very big geometric shapes, and using big trucks and big movers of land. They move land basically, they move land to create something aesthetically pleasing. Can you do that in Singapore? Can you do that in Singapore? Maybe in Taiwan, maybe by the protected land. But in Singapore, so limited, you can't do that, right? So there are some environmental artists, later on, they started to explore more into the forest, into the woods, into leaves, into twigs, into stones, into rocks. Yeah? So for me, what can I do in Singapore? For me, for the last 2 years, 3 years, I'm actually more of a nature lover. I take photographs. I'm one of those people that goes out and take photographs. And then I realized, hey, there are these people who work with nature, and maybe I should try it. I should try it. So I tried. Yeah. And I found it quite fun. I found that it's very hot, yes. It's very hot in Singapore, that, right? And the kind of things that we have here is very different from overseas. It's tropics, it's wet, it's hot, it's mozzies, and all that you'll know. I think you all know, right? Because you're nature lovers. So what is the definition of nature for me here? It's the use of fallen and found materials, such as seeds, fruits, leaves, twigs, and all the things you can find basically, but without plucking, without sawing the tree, without kicking the tree, without abusing the environment. Yeah? To construct something two-dimensional or three-dimensional, an artistic creation, something aesthetically can be pleasing to the person. May not be pleasing to another person, but pleasing to yourself, that you find that is interesting. And have some meaning in it. Some meaning. Yeah? For example, creations can be formed by a single individual or a group in autonomy. That means in autonomy from this space. Maybe the things you find here, you don't like to construct it there. You bring it to thousands of miles away, and then you put it there, and you form it. Right? So that when people see it, there's a contrast. Or in interaction and respond to the sight. It means sometimes you go to a forest or you go to a park, as long as it's not so manicured, right? You see, there's something interesting there. And then how come there's this thing that's fallen down? Maybe I can try to do something there. Yeah? So that is it, respond to the sight, to the land. Of course, in a bigger sense, culture and environment. That is in a bigger picture. Yeah? So let me show you some pictures of some environmental artists, what they've done. You see? So this is done by one of my favorite artists, this UK guy, Andy Goldsworthy. And these are just very limited pictures of what he does. He does more. But what I'm trying to show here is something more on leaves. So simple, just leaves and different colors. And he created something so pleasing. He's using very simple geometric things. You don't have to make something so complicated like a peacock or a bird or an animal. You know, you don't have to. Just keep it simple. Keep it very sweet, I would say. And you notice that it's very different colors there, right? And in Singapore, a bit hard to find it. Very hard to work like that. And it's dry, but the problem with their place is very windy. So you put them. And another thing here, it's not just putting things there. He has to quickly pick up his camera, position, lighting, correct specification quickly before the wind. Okay? So there's a lot of work here. A lot of work. Just for very something simple. Richard Long on the left and Niels Udo. Richard Long. This is an example of he take something in autonomy and put it somewhere. These are those stone slates that you can find very common in the northern England. I've not been to England before, but these are the very common kind of stone slates that we have. You know, just choosing a site and putting it there is something quite spiritual. It's already quite easy. And over there, Niels Udo is European. Using logs. I believe it's not that he saw it himself. It's something that he maybe borrowed from a lumberjack and that, and then create a big nest over there. It's very big. It's big, like a stadium. It's wonderful, right? So what I've done is just very simple. I have a lot more, but this is also limited on what I've done. Oh no, this is another Asian artist. I thought my pictures are mixed. This is done by Eko Prabowo. It's Indonesian. I just want to let you know about the Asian. This is an Asian who's doing it. I worked with him to do this in Singapore before, but he's more architectural, so he's a bit more. He has more structure to it. Yeah? So he used bamboo over here, and that's this line. Very simple ones. Flowers. Let me tell you, this artist will do this work. They use hours. For me, I don't have time. Half an hour the most. It's hot, I'm playing my children, and that's all I have there. Flowers, I do it. Stones, I go around this side, I think wondering, oh, there's so many stones here, let's try. It is very common overseas, stone stacking. Even in the Taiwan, I'm sure there is. In the aboriginal places, the indigenous places, stones. I know I'm doing it, it's very fun. You do it, it's so hard to do it. You sweat buckets. And then it stands still, it gives you a feeling of achievement and very happy feeling. Yeah? And of course the wind comes, stones don't survive to get blown off. The one on the right, far right, I was at church outside the garden. I see sticks and leaves, flowers, small little pebbles. Just build a house, stack it with leaves. Just simple things like that, so simple. I have a lot more, but I wouldn't want to take up too much time. So you really have to go and do the real work. This is done by children. My kid on the left. Hey Marion, let's do something. So I put some leaves, semicircle, she completes the rest, one inner one, and then take a twig that is a fork twig and just put it there. Okay? It's a flower. Simple as that. The other one on the right is my work with the children, about 4, 5 years old, from Taiwan one, the school with early learning intervention. Hey, let's make a nest together. Put twigs. We find some twigs from around the park, put together. Everybody take turns to put, because if you get everyone to do together, you cannot. Twigs, one in the circle, and it builds up. After that, you put some leaves on top. It's a nest. Simple as that.